Hello friends, in this class we are going to discussing about atomic spectroscopy, that is NMR spectroscopy. Yesterday in my session I discussing about introduction of spectroscopy. That's why I continue this class atomic spectroscopy, that is NMR spectroscopy. NMR means nuclear magnetic resonance. Simply NMR means nuclear magnetic resonance. What is NMR spectroscopy and why we are using this NMR spectroscopy and NMR spectroscopy tool in industrial area? Initially what is NMR spectroscopy? The amount of energy is available in the region of electromagnetic radiation is just sufficient to change in its nuclear spin is called as NMR spectroscopy. The amount of energy is available in the region of electromagnetic radiation is just sufficient to change its nuclear spins. Just sufficient to change its nuclear spins is called as NMR spectroscopy. And this NMR spectroscopy is used to determine the structure of molecules or atoms, and to determine the functional groups is present in the samples. That's why we are using this NMR spectroscopy in the industrial areas. For example, any sample containing a number of molecules, inside the molecules a group of atoms is present. Okay, here for example, inside the molecule a group of atoms are present. For example, an atom, this is one atom. Inside the atom, nucleus is present at the center of the atom. This is the nucleus. Inside the nucleus, neutrons and protons is present. Neutrons having a neutral charge and protons having positive charge, and totally nucleus having a positive charge. And nucleus, the electrons revolve around the nucleus. The electrons revolve around the nucleus, and here nucleus having a positive charge and electrons having a negative charge. Nucleus having a positive charge and electrons having a negative charge. Here this nucleus in NMR spectroscopy, this nucleus behaves as a tiny bar magnet and it produces a magnetic field. And initially this nucleus and its electrons is in degeneracy state. Degeneracy is nothing but this same energy. So we are providing an external magnetic field. We are providing an external magnetic field. We are providing an external magnetic field, EMF. Then its degeneracy we are removed by applying external magnetic field. Then only its nucleus absorbing a radio frequency source. Then its transitions takes place, and it gets a spectrum, and then it gets only a spectrum. Then we are getting a NMR spectrum here. Again I can say nucleus having a positive charge and electrons having a negative charge. Initially this nucleus and electrons is in degeneracy state. Degeneracy is nothing but is in same energy state. That is energy, that is delta E equal to 0. In this situation there is no possibility of transition. So we are this removal of degeneracy, we are providing an external magnetic field. So then only this degeneracy is removed by applying external magnetic field. After this removal of external magnetic field, after this removal of degeneration, then we are providing a radio frequency on the sample or atom or nucleus. Then it gets transitions, then we are getting finally a spectrum or signal, this NMR, by using this NMR spectroscopy. Then we are getting a structure of this atom or molecule. This is overall theory. And now for example, an hydrogen atom we are taking. Now for example, a hydrogen atom. For example, hydrogen atom having a one proton, having proton on mass number. Here nucleus having a positive charge. Hydrogen having a nucleus. This nucleus having a positive charge and it rotates on its own axis. Nucleus having a positive charge, nucleus having charge and spins on its own axis, and this nucleus in the NMR spectroscopy, this nucleus acts as a Kinnear magnet like it. This is the north pole and this is the south pole. Now this is the nucleus which is acts as a Kinnear magnet in the NMR spectroscopy. Another nucleus we are providing here. For example, another nucleus we are providing here. This is the north pole and this is the south pole. Here north pole and north pole is repulsion takes place. So here this is the initial, this is the first one and this is the second one. First magnet in the same direction which is repel each other. So second magnet which takes place in opposite direction because of repulsion takes place. This is overall just information about this magnet, how is it repel each other. For example, how we are using this NMR spectroscopy tool in the industrial area, how is it working and its principle. Now I can explain. What is the principle of NMR spectroscopy? Any spinning charged particles having a spins on its own axis and it behaves as a Kinnear magnet. And working, what is the working of NMR spectroscopy? Initially you can take an NMR chamber. This is the NMR chamber. We can take this NMR chamber always containing a applied magnet. Magnet is containing. The direction of applied magnet. Okay, the direction of applied magnet. This is the south pole and this is the north pole. Now let us consider a nucleus. This is the hydrogen. This is the north pole. This is the south pole and this is the north pole. Here, whenever we applying an external magnetic field, this magnet or this nucleus which is in the same direction of applied magnetic field, here whenever we can apply this applied magnetic field, this nucleus which is in the direction of applied magnetic field. This is the NMR chamber. This nucleus which is in the same direction of applied magnetic field. This is the north pole and this is north pole. This is the magnet, applied magnet. This condition is called alpha state or parallel state. This is also called lower energy state. Okay. Once again, I can explain. Let us consider a NMR chamber. In this NMR chamber is always containing a magnet. We are considering an atom. Inside the atom is containing a nucleus. That nucleus is a hydrogen atom, for example, is placed in the chamber, which is initially is in degeneracy state. So we can remove that degeneracy. We can apply an external magnetic field. This is the applied external magnetic field. This is applied external magnetic field. This is north pole, then this is the south pole. Whenever we apply this external magnetic field, then its nucleus is in the same direction of applied magnetic field. In the same direction of applied magnetic field, that condition is called as alpha state. That is also called as parallel state, and it is lower energy state. And now, whenever the situation is in opposite direction, that is, for example, this is the south pole. Applied magnetic, this is the north pole, north pole, north pole. Okay. Whenever this situation we can see which is in opposite direction. This nucleus having north pole of this nucleus, and applied magnetic field of the north pole of the applied magnetic field is in opposite direction. Here another situation, that is magnet of the north pole and applied magnetic field of the north pole which is in opposite direction. So this condition is called as beta state. This beta state is also called as anti-parallel state. And this beta state is also called as higher energy state. Okay. Now you see this relation in the alpha state, in the direction of applied magnetic field. This nucleus is in the direction of applied magnetic field. Now we applying an external. Now we can apply an energy source, that is radio frequency source. How to work this NMR spectroscopy? Now you can apply a radio frequency source in this way. The radio frequency source, that is RF, radio frequency source. Whenever this radio frequency source which is incident on this nucleus, which is acts as a magnet, whenever this radio frequency which is absorbed this nucleus, which is acts as a magnet, then it absorbs this energy and it excites this state, energy state. That is from alpha state to beta state. To convert from alpha state to beta state, whenever this radio frequency which is observed this nucleus, which acts as a magnet, which is in alpha state, now its alpha state it shifts into beta state. Now here in lower energy state to beta state, that is higher energy state. So here after sometimes this energy, this radio frequency energy, we block this energy, then from alpha state to from alpha state to beta state, whenever this radio frequency which is absorbed this nucleus, and that's time this alpha state which shifts into beta state. Now whenever this radio frequency we block this energy, then only from beta stage to alpha state then shifts here. That's why it's called resonance. Again, once again I can explain. Whenever the radio frequency is incident on this nucleus, which acts as a magnet, which is absorbs this radio frequency, then it shifts into beta state, from alpha state to beta state, and sometimes whenever this block this energy radio frequency, then its beta state is coming back to alpha state. That condition is called as a resonance condition. That condition is called as a resonance condition. That resonance is performed by from alpha state to beta state and beta state to alpha state. This resonance is performed by this magnet. Magnet is nothing but this nucleus. That is nuclear. That's why it is called as nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. Okay? That's why we are calling nuclear magnetic resonance. You can understand? Here, whenever radio frequency is incident on the nucleus, which acts as a magnet, which is alpha state to, which shifts into alpha state to beta state, and sometimes this radio frequency is block this radio frequency energy, and that's why this beta state coming back to this alpha state initial position. That condition is called as resonance. Resonance is performed by this magnet, and magnet is nothing but nucleus. That nucleus is nuclear. That's why it's called as nuclear magnetic resonance. This is the introduction of NMR spectroscopy. This is the introduction of NMR spectroscopy. Why we are called a nuclear magnetic resonance spectroscopy. You can understand this process and why we are using in industrial area this NMR spectroscopy tool. I hope you can understand this introduction of NMR spectroscopy in atomic spectroscopy. Thank you.